Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are watching for the very first time, thank you so much for clicking on the link. And while you're here, just go ahead and subscribe. And if you like the energy, you can definitely go ahead and follow me on my Instagram. I'll leave that link right here. As you can see from the title of my video, I will be sharing a few things that you probably don't know if you don't live in Japan, or if you're planning to come to Japan. Here are a few things I think that would be beneficial to you. You know, if you just fast and you just want to know, here are a few things that surprised me. Perhaps it's not surprising to some of you, but as I said in my other videos, persons have been very curious about life in Japan, so I thought it would be beneficial to make a video like this. Okay, so I wrote down a few things that I wanted to share, and I will start with one of the things that I don't like, and one of the things you should expect if you're planning to visit here, or to, I think it would be better if I said if you're planning to live here, because I think if you're planning to visit, then it would, in my head, suggest that you're going to be in Tokyo and those areas. So this might not apply to you, but it might. So either way, it probably work. The first thing you should expect, or I didn't expect, is the excessive staring. Now I get that, you know, Japan is a homogeneous society, which means that it's a one race society. You don't find a lot of mixed race and stuff like that. You will see a few mixed Japanese here and there, but it's not something that's very common. Now, as a black person, if you're planning to come here and you're black, it means that you have to be prepared for the staring that will come your way. People are going to stare. Okay? So, please understand that it doesn't matter where you're, no matter how you try to fit in, they're going to stare. And you know what's very interesting? The Japanese culture considers staring to be rude, but I guess that doesn't apply to foreigners, because they stare at me quite often. Maybe it's because I'm 5'11", I'm not sure. But I'm often stared at, and what's annoying about the staring is that one, they stare and they never say anything. So they won't ever smile or you know, any form of verbal confirmation that they're feeling this way or that way. No, nothing. The minute you see them staring at you, they look away. That's annoying. That's annoying. That's the first thing to expect if you're coming here as a foreigner in general, but specifically if you deviate far from what they know. Okay? So, second thing, and this is a positive, so I figured why not, after saying something I don't like, say something I actually like. Traveling on the train, or just the etiquette in train stations and just in general, is something that I like. In Japan, when persons are waiting on a train, a queue or a line is formed. Okay, New York? Okay. A queue is formed. When people get off the train, a line again is also formed. They like to form lines, apparently. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a written rule, but it's just ingrained in them. The minute they get off the train, a line is formed. The minute they get off the train, a line is also formed. One of the things you ought to know too is that if you're planning to live in Japan or to visit Japan, that if you're on the train, you're not allowed to voice call or video call. Your phone has to always be on silent. I've taken trains in New York, and I can tell you that it is the complete opposite of what happens in a Japanese train. It's perfect silence. And it's not that you can't speak to persons or have conversations, but even if a Japanese person is having a conversation, it's not very loud, and so it's basically unnoticeable. So that's another thing. Lines are formed, 1 and 2. Please keep your phone on silence. You don't want to be that foreigner, because I'm telling you, they won't call you out, but they're side-eyeing you, and you don't want that. You don't want that, especially if you're already standing out as a black person. Sis, you don't want that. You don't want that. So another thing that I didn't expect, well, I mean, when I was preparing to come here, that's when I found out. And when I did my initial training with my company, I was also sensitized. This is something that you can easily go to jail for or be arrested for, because it's something that we are not accustomed to. Excuse me. The fact that you can be imprisoned or be arrested if you have certain over-the-counter drugs that we are accustomed to in the western end of the world. Simply means that in Japan, they have very strict laws on certain drugs. So certain drugs that we would go to the regular pharmacy and get, Walmart if you're in the US, and if you're in Jamaica, one of the regular pharmacies that you're accustomed to, if you come to Japan knowingly or unknowingly with those drugs, you can be arrested. Okay, so please bear that in mind. I will put a list of the things, the ingredients that are banned. So if you're coming, please be aware of that, because they are banned here. Okay, one of the things that people don't know is that in Japan there is no such thing as hard or soft drugs. It is just drugs. So there have been story of, for example, an American woman who was sent Adderall by her mom. She was arrested, and the thing with Japan is that they will see the illegal drug come through, allow it to go through customs, and wait for it to be delivered, and then as soon as you sign for it, they come knocking at the door. Sis, you're going to jail. You're just going to jail. And it doesn't matter if you knew or not. You just hush. Bye. Make sure you have the bail money. That's all I can say. Okay. Also, in relation to that point, one of the things you ought to know is that, and this is so annoying. It is so annoying because you're prohibited in so many ways when it comes on to the drugs that you can't use, and the drugs that you have accessible to you here in Japan are so weak. The video no pause. Me just want to do that for dramatic effect. Weak. You understand weak? You know what we mean? Come to Japan and you find out. Weak. Sis. In Jamaica, I don't know about, I've never been to the doctor in the States, even though I've been to the States before. You know, yeah, I had bronchitis. What? Bronchitis. And if I were in Jamaica, I'm pretty sure if I had gone to the doctor within a week or a few days, the symptoms would have subsided. I went to the doctor here. I got the medication. I didn't pay a lot of money for it, but money was paid. And I took the medication for a week. And the minute the medication finish, all of the symptoms then come back. Come back, right back, sister, right back. So you know me annoyed. So I say all of that to say that you have to just know that the drugs here are very weak. And a lot of the good drugs that we are accustomed to are banned. Don't get sick in Japan. That's all I can say to you. Don't get sick in Japan.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Sis, if you made it this far in the video, you might as well just subscribe. Subscribe and done. Why? Okay. Subscribe. It's still too bad. Okay, so I think I'm on number four. One of the things I didn't know as well, sis, Japan has a very meticulous garbage disposal system. I've been to 5 states in the United States. I've lived in Jamaica for most of my life, if not all of my life, but all of my life. Bro, don't burn you. All of my life, and I can tell you, I have never had anxiety about garbage disposal the way I have had this anxiety since I've been here. Hold on, because they think me joking. So this is the pamphlet, the book, the textbook that I've gotten that tells you about garbage, and if you think of it, me make. So you have to have one garbage for this. Garbage, and so you basically need like a good 5 or 6 garbage bins. Okay? You think I'm joking? And it's extremely detailed about what goes where. So right now in my kitchen I have at least 5 garbage bins that I have to use to separate all the things that fall into the different categories of things right here. So please be aware of the garbage, and I've heard stories of the garbage man returning garbage to people with notation citing that the garbage was not properly separated and you need to do that. Now I'm sure if that were the case where I live, enough garbage that there I'm doing right now, because I'm pretty sure there are several times when I didn't do the right thing. I'm still figuring that part out. But yeah, and another thing with this also is that garbage, different things are collected on different days. So for example, at this point in time when I'm filming, it's Monday, and so garbage today, plastic was collected today, and you have, for example, burnables and non-burnables and recycled and all the different days for different things. You'll find sometimes that 2 things are collected on one day and stuff like that. So in case you didn't know. And the final thing that I wanted to touch on is the one that probably grieved me the most, that you didn't know. Because when I was coming to Japan and I was getting things, I remembered someone said to me, "You're probably watching this too. I'm talking about you. You're going to Japan, you don't need to buy any of these things. You're going where it's made. It's cheaper there." Sis, Japan is expensive. You hear me say? Japan is expensive. Food is expensive as hell. And what hurts me the most about food, for example, I've gone to Wendy's a few times here. It's not bad, it's okay. And you're paying to the effect of $10 for a meal that my nephew could have swapped off in 2 seconds because the portion size is so small, right? So you're paying more for less. And what I don't understand is the fact that if I were to walk 400 meters from my home, there's a farm there, and on my way to work there are several farms that I pass, right? But somehow, I don't know, someone please explain in the comments below why food's so expensive in Japan. Food is expensive, clothes is expensive, and it doesn't even make sense we talk about shoes, because for me to get shoes that actually fit me, I have to buy online. God bless the 2 and the 3 times I've been to H&M and find something that can fit me. 2 times. You tell me how that work. Yeah, electronical devices are also expensive here. Now I don't know if this is for all of Japan or if I just so happen to be placed in a bougie section of Japan, right? Because everything is so expensive. And you would think that, you know, Japan and China, they're right over the state, a 2-hour plane ride from here. You would think that things are cheap, right? No. In my very humble opinion, Jamaica and the United States are a lot cheap. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but cheaper. Food, clothes, and I won't even start on rent and housing. We're not gonna do it. And if you're in Japan, you're laughing right now because you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not cheap. Don't be fooled. So right now, if I were to buy a laptop or anything of that nature, irrespective of the fact that, outside of the fact that it's going to be in Japanese, so it wouldn't make sense, I just wouldn't buy it here. Let me give you a classic example. Doc Martens. Doc Martens in Japan are like the Bridget sandals of Jamaica, right? If you go on Doc Marten US and compare the prices of the same items in Japanese yen, you will find that sometimes you're paying double the price for the same shoes, right? Double the price. Check it if you don't believe me. Check it. Because you think Japan is cheap. No, no sis, don't do it. Do not do it. So guys, I want to thank you so much if you've made it to this far in the video. Thank you so much for watching, and to those who have been liking, sharing, subscribing, thank you so much. I noticed that a lot of you are watching but you're not subscribing. It's cool, thank you, but you keep coming back. So sis, just subscribe, not want you. What is the matter? Tell me. DM me on Instagram and tell me what is the matter. Why the subscribe button not working? Come on, support. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm over here bullying you guys. You don't have to subscribe. I was just kidding. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support, the feedback that I've been getting. I know that in my get to know me tag and maybe in this video the audio quality is not as good as it needs to be, but don't worry, I ordered a microphone for my camera and that's on its way, so moving forward the video quality should improve. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this video clarified a few things about Japan that you didn't know, and if you're planning to move here, I think these are things that you ought to know. As a foreigner, I would implore you when you come here to be very careful, to be on your P's and Q's. I'm not saying that you need to live your life in a box, but I'm saying that there are a lot of stereotypical perceptions about foreigners, especially, you know. So please be careful what you say, what you do, because at the end of the day you are being scrutinized by a different standard, and it is important that you represent yourself well and don't mess things up for the other persons who are looking to have an experience inside of Japan. Okay, well, those are some of the things that I have to say to you. Anything that resonated as you, sound off below in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Please tell me what you think was very interesting to you, and let's have a conversation. Of course, you can either go off in my comments below or DM me on Instagram. Please and thank you. I like having conversations, so I really don't mind you communicating with me through either medium. I think that's it for now. In my other videos, I will delve into life in Japan a little bit more, but I think that this was a nice segue into life in Japan. So keep on watching for more. Also, I will be doing more vlogging and things of that nature, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, have an amazing day. Be beautiful, be blessed, and you're blessed and highly favored already. You need to manifest it in your life. And I'm rambling. Bye guys. Bye.
1, 2, 3